Your child's phone is probably sitting somewhere in your house right now, and on that phone is an app that was literally designed in a lab to be as addictive as possible. Not just interesting, not just fun, addictive. In the same way a casino is designed, or the way a slot machine is engineered to keep you pulling that lever. And here's what keeps most parents up at night. It's not just about wasting time. It's what happens inside your kid's brain and heart when they spend hours in there. I've talked to so many parents who tell me the same thing. Their teenager seemed fine 6 months ago. Happy, social, sleeping okay. And then slowly, almost without noticing, something shifted. The smile faded a little. Sleep got worse. They stopped calling their friends and started only texting them. They'd snap at family over nothing. And when you ask what's wrong, they either shut down or say everything's fine. But it's not fine. And you know something's happening, but you can't quite put your finger on what it is. The truth is, the connection between what happens on those screens and how our kids feel about themselves is so direct, so powerful, and so often misunderstood by the people who should understand it most, which is us. Here's what the research actually shows, and this might surprise you. It's not just about screen time. It's not like your kid spends 4 hours a day on their phone and 2 hours is fine and 3 hours is the danger zone. It's more complicated and, in some ways, more fixable than that. The real damage happens in specific ways, and once you understand those ways, you can actually do something about them. Let me paint you a picture of what's actually going on inside your teenager's brain when they're scrolling. They see a post from someone at school. Maybe it's a photo from a party they weren't invited to. Or it's their classmate getting compliments that they're not getting. Their brain releases cortisol, the stress hormone. Their stomach tightens a little. And then, because this is how the algorithm works, the app shows them more of the same kind of content. More people having fun without them. More people getting validation. And your kid keeps scrolling, feeling worse and worse, but unable to stop because the app is literally designed to keep them in that loop. That's the first way this damages kids' mental health. It's the comparison trap, but it's not the fuzzy kind of comparison your parents might have warned you about. It's algorithmic. It's relentless. It's personalized to hit exactly where your kid is most vulnerable. But there's something even more insidious happening. And this is where most parents completely miss the mark. Social media trains kids to measure their worth in real time. A photo gets posted. 30 seconds later, the like count appears. 2 minutes later, comments start coming in. And your kid is watching that number, literally watching their perceived value being counted in front of them. This happens dozens of times a day, hundreds of times a week. By the time your teenager is 16, they've had their social worth quantified tens of thousands of times. Is it any wonder they start to believe that their actual value is tied to that number? And here's where it gets really interesting. The apps know this about us. They know that we crave feedback, that we're social creatures. They've built that into the very architecture of the platform. So when your kid posts something and gets immediate feedback, a little dopamine hit happens in their brain. It feels good, so they post again. They refresh their notifications constantly. They craft their posts more carefully to maximize engagement. They become curators of a false version of themselves, constantly performing for the algorithm. Most kids don't even realize this is what they're doing. They think they're just sharing their life. But they're actually training themselves to live for external validation. And when that validation doesn't come, or when it stops coming, or when someone leaves a mean comment, it hits so much harder than it should because they've made that feedback part of their identity. Now here's the part that honestly makes me angry, because I think about your kids and my kids, and I think about what we're allowing to happen. These platforms profit when kids stay on them longer. They make money when kids come back again and again. The more emotional investment your kid has in the platform, the better it works for the business model. Fear of missing out, the need for validation, comparison, anxiety, these aren't bugs in the system. They're features. They're intentional. They work. And parents are caught in the middle, trying to manage something that billion-dollar companies have engineered specifically to be hard to manage. But here's what I want you to know. It's not hopeless. And you're not powerless. But the solution isn't just taking away the phone. That's like treating a symptom without addressing the disease. The first real shift you can make is understanding that your kid's brain is literally still developing the part that handles impulse control, long-term thinking, and emotional regulation. That's not an excuse. That's neuroscience. Your teenager's prefrontal cortex, the part that says, I know this is addictive and I should probably put it down, that's not fully formed until they're in their mid-20s. They're not being difficult or dramatic when they struggle to put their phone down. They're dealing with a platform designed by experts to exploit exactly the part of their brain that isn't finished developing yet. So the first strategy is this: stop trying to control the phone. Start helping them understand what's actually happening. Tell them about the algorithm. Tell them that the app is designed to make them feel not quite good enough so they'll keep scrolling. Tell them that the likes and comments aren't measuring their worth. Not as a lecture, as a conversation. Hey, I read something interesting about how Instagram works, and I wanted to tell you what I learned because I think it might help you understand something you're probably already feeling. When your kid understands that they're being manipulated, when they realize that the platform is working against their best interest, something shifts. They start to see it. They start to catch themselves. They start to have actual choice instead of just feeling compelled. The second thing is this: you have to help them build a genuine sense of worth that exists separate from the screen. And this is where so many parents get stuck because they think this means forcing their kids to do things they don't like or banning phones completely. That doesn't work. What works is creating actual connection points where your kid feels genuinely known, appreciated, and valued in real life. If you're wanting to protect your kid from the mental health damage that these platforms can cause, I've actually put together a free chapter from a guide we created specifically on this topic. It walks you through the exact way the algorithm affects a young person's sense of self-worth and, more importantly, what you can do about it starting today. I'm not going to lie to you, it's not a magic fix. But it gives you the language to talk to your kid about this, and it gives you concrete strategies that actually stick. The link is right below, and it's completely free. Now, back to what I was saying about building that real-world sense of worth. Here's what I've seen work with families. It's not about forcing your kid off their phone. It's about making real life so compelling, so full of actual connection and achievement and joy, that the phone becomes less interesting by comparison. Think about your own life for a second. If you had the choice between scrolling and doing something that truly made you feel alive and connected, which would you choose? We'd choose the real thing every time. Our kids are the same. The problem is that real things, real friendships, real achievement, real connection, those take effort. They're vulnerable. They can fail. Scrolling is safe and predictable and immediately rewarding in tiny doses. But here's what's true. Kids whose parents are genuinely present and interested in their lives, kids who have real skills and hobbies they're genuinely good at, kids who have experienced real accomplishment and real friendships. Those kids are significantly more resilient to social media's negative effects. Not immune, but resilient. They can use the platform without losing themselves in it. So, what does that look like practically? It means you're doing things together. Not forced family night, but actual moments where you're genuinely interested in what they think and what they're experiencing. It means you're asking real questions. Not, how was school, but who did you sit with at lunch and what did you talk about? It means you're noticing when they're doing something well and you're pointing it out specifically. Not, you're so smart, but I noticed how you helped your friend with that problem without making them feel bad about not knowing. That's real emotional intelligence. Here's another piece that parents often get wrong. We try to protect our kids from the bad parts of social media by restricting it, but we don't teach them how to use it safely and with intention. It's like saying don't go outside instead of teaching them how to cross the street. The platforms exist. They're not going away. Your kid needs to learn how to exist in that space without letting it destroy them. So talk about what a healthy relationship with these apps actually looks like. Not zero notifications. Not checking it once a day, but intentional, purposeful. Your kid goes on Instagram to connect with a specific friend or to see a specific account they genuinely enjoy, not to mindlessly scroll for 40 minutes. The difference isn't the amount of time. It's the intention. It's the awareness. And here's something that actually works. Have your kid unfollow or mute accounts that make them feel bad about themselves. Not because those accounts are toxic necessarily, but because they personally don't feel good after seeing that content. A celebrity who makes them feel insecure about their body. An influencer whose life they're constantly comparing their own to. A former friend who makes them feel excluded. Following those accounts is not staying informed. It's emotional self-harm. And kids need permission to protect themselves. The hardest part, though, and this is where most parents lose the thread, is managing your own relationship with your phone so your kid doesn't think you're a hypocrite. You don't have to be perfect. But if you're constantly checking your phone, constantly getting notifications, constantly feeling the pull of your own devices, your kid is watching. They're learning from you that this is just how adults live. They're learning that the pull of the screen is irresistible. You become living proof that they should just give in to it. But if your kid sees you putting your phone away during dinner, if they see you choosing to be present with them, if they see you having a hard time resisting it sometimes, but actually managing to do it, if they see you say, you know what, I think I'm spending too much time on this, so I'm going to make some changes, that teaches them something powerful. That teaches them it's possible. That teaches them they have choice. Now, there's one more thing I want to address, because I think it's the thing that keeps parents paralyzed. You're worried about your kid being left out if they're not on social media, or if they're using it less than their friends. And that's a real concern. Social coordination happens there now. Plans are made there. And you don't want your kid isolated. But here's what I've seen. Kids who have genuine friendships, kids who can pick up the phone and call someone or make plans in person, kids who have one or two real people they're genuinely close to, those kids are fine. They might not be in every group chat. They might not see every story immediately, but they're connected in the ways that actually matter. And honestly, kids who are constantly available, constantly monitoring their groups, constantly anxious about missing something, they're not actually connected. They're constantly distracted. They're present but not present. They're with their friends, but also partially with thousands of strangers on their screen. The real cost of social media for young people's mental health isn't that they're using it. It's that they're using it in a way where it's using them, where they've lost the ability to choose, where their sense of self-worth has become fragmented across multiple platforms and constantly subject to the judgment of their peers. And what I want you to understand is that your role in this isn't to be the bad guy who takes away the phone. Your role is to be the person who helps them stay tethered to reality, to their actual value, to their real life, to the people who actually know them and actually love them. This is hard, complicated work. Parenting in this moment, with these tools, with these pressures on kids, it's harder than it's ever been. But you're not helpless. You're not behind. And your kid is listening to you more than you probably think they are. So what's one conversation you could have with your child this week about what they're actually experiencing on these apps? Not a lecture. Just a conversation where you're genuinely curious about what they're thinking and feeling. And then listen to what they tell you. Because that conversation is where everything starts to change.